Doug and Steve are two brothers that seek to try their best into entering the Roxbury Club. They also seek to manage to talk with women. What troubles and what problems will they face to get the success they desperately desire? Guess you'll have to stick around to the end to see how the whole story unfolds. Hello and welcome to Comedy Recap. Today we will give you a recap of the film A Night at the Roxbury. Spoilers ahead, obviously. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. The movie starts with them in a car going to a club while jamming to their favorite song. Both of them were thrown out of the club for messing with girls, after which they proceeded to go to another. While they traveled in their car, they get pulled over by a female cop. Doug tells his brother that the cop is hitting on them, but the cop only gives them a ticket. The brothers then arrive at the club called the Roxbury, but are stopped by a guard telling them to get tickets and wait in line. Both the brothers wait in line, after which sometime later, the guard informs them of the party being closed down for the night. The brothers the next day woke in the morning and had breakfast with their mother. Their father then entered the house and told them both to dress up and join him in his store to help. The brothers dressed up in matching outfits and went to the store where they sold flowers. Doug is put in charge at the register. He greeted a customer and took his credit card and started to flirt with a customer care lady after calling her to check the card's integrity. Steve is loading stock into the van when Emily walked toward him and expresses her love for him and offers to marry him. Steve is hesitant in answering to her while his father tries his best to push them together since she was the daughter of the person that owned the shop next to his own shop. The brothers now go to the gym where they met a gym trainer who was also their friend and advised them not to train more since they look good. The brothers now went to the beach. Steve tells Doug about his plans to help their store, and Doug reminded him back that they promised each other about opening their club and also going to the Great Roxbury Club. They then went home when their parents were sitting with Emily and her parents. The brothers greeted them while still in their bathing suits, and Emily again flirted with Steve.
Thanks, Emily.
Steve!
Whatever, Emily.
The brother went upstairs and prepared to dress up for the party, where his father found out about their plan and took away their car keys. The brothers left off in their shop van for the Club Roxbury, where Steve started to panic after realizing that they weren't prepared. Doug calmed him down and they went to the club. They met with the same guard again, who still denied them entry, even though the brothers tried giving him money. The brothers went along the street in search of an ATM. Richard, who was a famous person, crashed into their van. He then came out of his car and offered them entry into the Roxbury Club. The brothers finally managed to enter the club and are amazed after seeing lots of women. Richard introduced the brothers to Mr. Zadir, who looked like an important person. They sat, and Doug started to tell Zadir his creative ideas about the club's design. Two girls from afar saw these guys sitting with Zadir and assumed that they could be rich people. The girls approached them, and they all started to dance. The brothers sat in Zadir's limo with the girls and drank champagne. They stopped along a store where Doug went inside and called the same credit card lady and tried persuading her into coming with him to the party at the Roxbury. Doug returned to the car where they left off for a party at Zadir's house. All of them arrived at Zadir's party when the brothers started to suggest again ideas to Zadir, who told them to set up a meeting to discuss their ideas even more, which made the brothers excited. The girls searched for the brothers and told them to go somewhere alone. Both the brothers went and dealt with each of the girls while the girls tried to have intercourse with them. The brother came out of the room and expressed their excitement to each other, then went back into their rooms. The brothers arrived home and managed to get the number of the girls. The next day, they went to their father's store to discuss their future while ignoring the customers. Their father saw and rudely told them to work properly. The brothers left angrily after telling him that they met an important person at the clubs and now had plans for their future, while their father told them to never go to another party again. The brothers went to Zadir's building for the meeting, but Zadir's cunning assistant removed them from the building by telling them that Zadir was drunk last night and probably doesn't even remember them. The assistant went back inside where Zadir was asking him whether he had found the boys or not. The assistant lied about still finding them. The boys sat in their van depressed, where Steve suggested Doug to call the girls from the party last night. The girls got angry and left them after finding out that the brothers were losers and not what they thought they were. The brothers sat back into their van where they started to fight each other, thinking that they were both bad luck for each other. The brothers went their ways and tried meeting girls alone, but still did not succeed. Steve is back working in the store where he is making every customer cry with him since he misses his brother. He then went to the gym where Emily approached him again. Steve finally agreed with her to go out, where they end up making love. Doug, on the other hand, went out with his gym trainer to a club where he is getting annoyed by the trainer and seems to miss his brother. Steve and Emily are with their parents where they are preparing for their marriage. Steve got scared and confronted his father about his feelings and asked him to cancel the marriage, where his father tells him that it was all normal. Steve goes to meet his brother Doug, who told him about his marriage, and asks him whether he wanted to be his best man, but Doug didn't reply. The day came when Steve is supposed to be married. Steve made his gym trainer his best man, but the trainer fails to understand the meaning of the best man and confuses it as being a bouncer. The wedding started when Steve said to his father about delaying the marriage for some time to go to a bachelor party. Steve and Emily managed to walk down the aisle finally getting married. They spoke their vows and proceeded to put on their rings. Before Steve wore the ring, a song was heard from afar, which Steve and Doug jammed to every time they heard it. Steve looked up to the balcony, and there his brother stood, who had held up a huge stereo that played the song. Steve left Emily and denied marrying her by telling her that she wasn't the right woman. Richard, who was also at the marriage event, came and talked to Steve's father and told him how it was wrong for Steve to marry Emily. Steve and Doug met and left the event, while the gym trainer opened up his feelings for Emily and persuaded her into marrying him. Doug apologized to Steve for missing him and told him how Steve completed him and never dragged him down. Steve cried and hugged his brother. The brothers are back in their car jamming to their favorite song. They then saw a club that was designed using their ideas. They went inside where they were surprisingly allowed entry. They entered the club where they met with Mr. Zadir. He told them that this was now their club since he used their ideas for the theme. The boys celebrated in joy after hearing such news. Doug got interrupted by a girl from behind who came out to be the girl that he asked out before over the phone calls. Alongside her was the hot police officer to whom Steve was attracted. All four of them started to dance at the party and enjoyed their night out. The brothers, after that, left again in their car while listening to their favorite song and celebrated their successful lives. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.